Top of the morning, top of the morning. Welcome back to the channel. Hope we're all having a fantastic day so far. I know I am. Beautiful day here in Palm Springs, California. 80 degrees, sunny, slowly starting to get back into season. Today, we're gonna do the first of probably a 2 or 3 part series for the Humidor walkthrough tour of 2025. How crazy is it that it's already been 8 months since our last tour? Pretty crazy. And naturally, a ton of changes. Also, a lot more changes by the time we get to the end of this series. Even this entire aisle that I've been moving in is going to look a lot different. And we'll probably go over that last. But this is going to be a long form video. Grab yourself a drink, grab a snack, sit back and check out the Tinderbox and Palm Springs Humidor. Super cool. So many changes. Obviously, it's kind of ever changing, but that's also part of the fun. First change right off the bat, if you remember this horrible section that we had here, I kind of joked, sort of, called it the bastard child section, just because I would just throw a bunch of random stuff here, and I just kind of kicked that can down the road. I was worried about a lot of other things, and I just said I would get to this wall when I got a chance. So we kind of did the bundle wall. It's like its own thing for now. We'll leave it. We'll see how it does. Been getting beat up on the bundles. Not going to sit here and talk about the economy or any of that stuff, but people are definitely feeling the pinch. We've seen a lot of people that were smoking real high-end premium cigars kind of go to something a little bit more budget-friendly. So we've been trying to really stock this thing up the best we can. But yeah, still getting hit pretty hard. Still a good variety though, still a good section. Still a lot more stuff coming in, especially leading into season. I think so far I've been really pleased with like how the factory smokes have done. I'm pretty sure everyone's familiar with that one. Tested, proven, great price, awesome quality. I just think that's something that a lot of people are familiar with. So they've been tearing up the factory smokes. Brand new CAO surplus. These were brand new. Haven't even had a chance to try these yet. Don't know if I will. I'm not a huge fan of bundle cigars, and we already have a ton of people that already are interested. So I might get a chance to try these. I might not. But so far, that's another really new bundle, the CAO surplus. So obviously, Odyssey does great. Quorum, probably the best-selling bundle in the U.S. Yeah, that's about it. Also try some new like Asylum stuff. We have a huge following for Asylum products, so how to get some stuff like that. $7.70. Too big of a smoke for me. But the Asylum crowd, that's like average. Not too much has changed other than just for this area right here. Our sections have kind of switched up a little bit, but it is still Aganorsa, AJ Fernandez, and Arturo Fuente. So with these guys, still got the Aniversarios, the Arsenios, love the Maduros. This is a very tasty Maduro. This is honestly something I recommend for a lot of people that come in here looking for like Rocky Patel. Since we don't do a lot of Rocky Patel right now, I recommend them something like this. My opinion, same price, a little bit better. You know, obviously that's kind of open to, you know, interpretation or just your palate, right? You might not care for it, but it was a good alternative for a lot of people looking for Rockies. So love these guys. Got a couple different sizes. Lunatics kind of falling off a little bit. We still have a few guys that really like these. I think out of all the Aganorsa products, these might be a little bit towards the bottom for me, but man, we still have a lot of people that like the Lunatics. They really pack a punch. And then of course, Valedición, Signatures, Supreme Leafs are gone for now. We still have them, but I just kind of tuck them away from now. Just try to clean up that section a little bit. I want to expand Aganorsa, and I think now that we have these aisles in here, I'll probably get a little bit more free room. Because look at all that space. We added about, I think I calculated like 72 feet worth of space, like extra like length, just for boxes we can put. Pretty sweet. Definitely think we can squeeze in a lot of stuff. I know we want to bring on Escobar and then Crux, so we're feeling really good about those. And of course, more on that probably in the part 2 or part 3 to this, but super excited. Definitely excited. Got to keep stuff fresh. Hopefully with the new law changes in California, we're still going to get products like that. I'm kind of not trying to jump the gun too much. If you know, you know. If you don't, honestly, just don't even worry about it for right now. We'll just kind of wait and see what October brings. But yeah, we'll move on to the AJs. AJs, of course, Nicaraguan Puro on the bottom for the New World. The Oscuro, kind of like my personal favorite. And it's something that's really nice and different for my Connecticut crowd. This New World has some Brazilian tobacco, really sets it apart. You can definitely taste the difference compared to any other Connecticut in the room. And of course, 3 different Vitolas for each. That seems to work out pretty well. Plenty of options there. And then of course, Bella's Artes up top. Always reliable, always solid. Packs a punch, never disappoints. AG Fernandez, just one of those brands you'll just never go wrong. Of course, we wouldn't be who we are without a wide selection of Arturo Fuente products. I've expanded this only a little bit and just kind of moved stuff around just to make it make a little bit more sense. We do have all the Hemingways on the bottom. So the signature, the classic, short story, bestseller, work of art, all that stuff, right? Have to have those. Of course, those haven't changed. Just like a lot of these products, they really haven't changed themselves, but just moving them around make it look a little bit cleaner. I did organize the chateaus a bit. I kind of had like everything grouped up a little bit different. I think this looks a lot cleaner. You know, you just have all the regular chateaus together and then the double chateaus as well. So I think that's a better look. Sell so many of these. It's insane. And for our shop, our Arturo Fuente sales are up about 19% year over year, which to me is crazy considering we've had a huge drop in tourism. Our drop in tourism was almost 40% year over year. So if you're someone like me that runs a shop that's in a seasonal area, that is devastating. So you know, have that combined with some new laws and some shaky economics. It's going to be kind of a rough ride, but we're all good. Glad to see us still pushing through and glad to see a lot of these Fuente products helping us out too. Because the big thing with us pushing these products, not going to lie, and I'm sure a lot of other shops are in the same boat, you got to get that Opus, man. That Opus will really set you apart. You'll get in a whole new line of clientele. You make way better profit on the Opus products, of course, right? So yeah, that's kind of a huge thing for us. It just helps that these are products that people are naturally drawn to, right? They're consistent, they're reliable, they're delicious. I mean, this is just a great brand. So it's not like something I have to force to move. It kind of moves itself. But yeah, always nice. Don Carlos line, incredible. I've been posting these on like a lot. I've been making a lot of YouTube shorts on these like crazy. Great cigar. Vintage tobaccos, very delicious. You just can't go wrong. The number 2s are great. Probably our most popular one. Actually, it is our most popular one. The Presidente is number 2. But all the sizes are great. Even the smaller number 3. That's a great way to go for a lot of people. Magnumar Rosados. Right now, I know this changes a bit because it was usually the Casa Cuba, but right now, this is probably my favorite just base, regular production Arturo Fuente cigar. Like, I just love this cigar. So much flavor. It's tough to find like a good molasses, like syrup note, and that cigar has it very noticeably, regardless of any size, right? You can even smoke the 660 and it still has that note. It's really nice. Delicious cigar. Fantastic. Pushing a, what is it? Like almost 10 years of age on those wrappers. I mean, honestly, if you're doing that, you know, like that's an insane price for something that's so old. So super cool. Naturally, Casa Cubas. I dailied these cigars for a long time. Phenomenal. Still an underrated smoke. It is 2025, and this is somehow still an underrated smoke that's not been on people's radar. Double Dose is back, so people know about this guy. A little bit tougher to get, a little bit more of an allocated option, but a beautiful Lancero. Just a beautiful cigar. Absolutely stunning. Ashton. Of course, I have them also grouped up with San Cristobal and then Aroma de Cuba. Just kind of makes sense. I know a lot of other shops kind of do the same thing. Again, more consistent brands, more legacy brands. We have a ton of people on these products. We have for a long time. Probably will for the foreseeable future. They're just so darn consistent. You know what you're getting every time. And let's be honest, for a lot of people, that's like 90% of the game. So you obviously still have like all the Monarchs, all the Mi Amors. Amazing cigars. This guy especially, I'm so happy to see this guy get the attention he deserves, because it's been around for a long time and just no one, I mean, obviously it sold fine, right? Like, it's not like this was some cigar no one ever heard of, But man, the last couple years, been really nice having people come in and ask for this cigar because I know it's so good and it's finally getting the attention it deserves. So that's awesome. Delicious cigar. Very consistent. Number 3, that's a really good one as well. A lot of almonds, very salty cigar. It's really nice. At least it is for me personally. Really like that guy. One of our more popular Connecticut's, it used to be Charter Oak, which is crazy. People have really started switching over to the Elegancias, which they're more expensive, but I honestly would probably agree. I would say this is an overall better smoke than the Charter Oak. I'm not a huge fan of the Charter Oak, and it's like one of the best-selling cigars. But this guy, a lot of flavor. Again, very consistent. Great construction. Like, I never have to worry about this cigar. And for me, like, I'll give any company, any cigar. I'll smoke you multiple times. But if you're like, if I have to fight with you, I have to relight it, you know, if it's just the draw's not good, I'm not going back to it, and I'm not going to recommend your cigar. So these guys, I never have to worry about that. This is such a rock solid company. Love these guys. Beautiful cigar. And naturally, a few different sizes as well. You know, that's just such a popular cigar. I don't mind if we have a few sizes of it. Ashton Classics, the Rite of Passage. Still have a good amount of those. We'll probably expand these just a little bit. Most mild Maduro in the shop, the aged Maduro, still really good. I always recommend this to people that are new, getting into cigars. Maybe you want to try to see what the flavor of a Maduro is like, but you don't want to, you know, get knocked out. This is a great way to go. I know it looks dark, but it is really not a heavy cigar. Symmetries. So I swapped out the shorter ones, put the slightly longer Vitola here just to see. I was always kind of surprised. This cigar actually does not move very well for us. Not sure why. It's a phenomenal cigar. I absolutely love this cigar. I've smoked it a ton, recommend it all the time, and people will try it, but it's kind of a one and done for a lot of people. I don't see them really going back to it too much. I'm sure it's just my area because it's a delicious cigar, and I know it does really well for the company, so I think it's just my area. But yeah, the Ashton Symmetry. Now the ESG is a whole different conversation. Those do great, but yeah, that dude, just not quite there. I did shrink the VSGs, so now we've got Bellicoso's, Illusions, and then the most popular, which is the Torpedo. All great, more popular sizes. I think just for a lot of people, and for whatever reason, right? They did not like the enchantments. I loved the enchantment. I loved the Spellbound, and both of those, I really couldn't move to save my life. But these guys, they just absolutely fly. So I figured, okay, whatever, you know, give people 3 options, and they seem to be pretty happy with that. But classic, really heavy blend. I think everyone that likes heavy cigars, big fan of the VSG. Delicious and readily available. These guys are always available. Now let's move on to potentially some not so great news. Dumbarton. So if you're in California, and if you're anything like me, you likely got an email from this company saying that they are no longer going to ship to California regarding the new rules. If you don't know what those are, long story short, companies are going to have to start paying an annual fee that is very expensive for every single cigar and cigar size that's unflavored to be sold in the state of California. So trying not to jump the gun, trying not to freak people out, but it's definitely a little concerning. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sit here and just lie to everyone. It is concerning, especially when a bigger boutique like Dumbarton says, yeah, we cannot afford that. So that makes me a little concerned about stuff like, you know, Foundation. You know, when I do want to get in Crux or Escobar, I'm like, gosh, man, am I going to hit any hiccups with that? So not too sure, but trying to stay optimistic. And at least in the meantime, we do have a generous amount of Dumbarton products. So I'm going to be blowing through these guys. And then I guess when I do run out, I'm going to be looking for something new to put here. So, hey, if there's something you recommend, I will always hear you out. Drop it in the comments. Happy to check that out. EP Carrillo. Everyone knows these guys. The Allegiance, the Encores, the Pledge, Historia, and of course some Inch. little bit of platinum bash there as well. Tested, proven, consistent, high rating, 98 rating. Pretty crazy. A lot of 96, 94, 98, crazy high rated cigars. But like really extreme box press, great for the box press crowd. They're still going strong as well. I think I might have mentioned this before, but I gotta say, I never liked any of the Inch products, but the Inch Nicaragua, this is a whole different animal. I believe this is the one made in the Plasencia factory, and man, I don't know what it is, but this is a delicious cigar. Packs a punch way heavier than it looks, right? It might look kind of like a medium smoke, but man, she's pretty darn heavy. Definitely packs a punch. Never liked the natural, didn't like the Maduro, but that Nicaragua, crazy good. Crazy, crazy good. Yeah, we're definitely going to try to keep these guys around too. There's like some legacy brands you just have to have, right? Yes, I'm sure if you are really into the small batch boutique stuff, you're probably getting tired of seeing some of these brands, but you got to understand they're legacy brands for a reason. You know, they have thousands and thousands of people that regularly consume their products and swear by them. And if, you know, like a lot of shops, every single product in here, like every box you see on the shelf, we have like a box buyer for already. That's kind of the huge reason why they're already in here, right? So, yes, good old Foundation. Foundation, man. Sure hope you guys can weather the storm. Tabernacles, Axums, Wise Men. Obviously, the Olmecs are huge. Glad we finally got a good spread of naturals and Maduros. Both are phenomenal. Kind of kept Charter Oaks the same. Man, like the AJ fire that happened earlier this year, I was really concerned about these guys. But we've been doing okay. There was a little bit of a back order there for a bit, but so far they're still pretty darn there. Still consistent. They have not rushed a thing, at least from what I can tell. Of course, the Maduros are so great. Still one of my favorite San Andreases right now. Beautiful cigar. So delicious. Packs such a punch in that first like 5 or 10 minutes, and then it just really mellows out. You get that good chocolate note. Man, just cannot say enough good things about the Olmec. Or the company, honestly. It's such a great company. I mean, customer service for me is huge because you would be surprised how horrible some of the customer service is in the cigar industry. Like, I'm talking laughable. Some laughable customer service. Never from these guys, though. JC Newman, some of the best. Still consistent, still killing it. Loved all the Diamond Crown repackaging. I'm sure I've shown all that by now. But man, they really did it great with this because they did it right. You know, you don't change the cigar. The cigar has been great for years. So yeah, just dress it up a little bit, get it with the times. The box is way more just pop, right? That white just pops so much more. This is actually the old one. Come on. One-handed is tricky. I mean, just look at the difference, though. Obviously, the size, but just the ring. You know, you're moved to a double ring, way more color. You know, this box is just, you know, just a basic brown box. These guys white, they pop. It's great. Beautiful cigar. Still love these cigars. I smoked the Connecticut for a long time as like my morning cup of coffee smoke. So nice. The Caesar. Still another recommendation I make to just about everyone that's like, you know, they just want a good medium smoke, really flavorful, very consistent. It's like a, you know, easy recommendation for me. Because if you haven't had it, it's like, well, at least just smoke a couple, kind of see what you think. A few different sizes as well. This was, for a while, one of our most popular cigars, but I think everyone that I was like really pushing on these is kind of burnt out on them right now. But I will always carry these. It's a great cigar. Of course, you got the Maximus as well. Great collab. Great collab cigar. Definitely a heavy boy as well. So yeah, 3 different sizes of him. Still some good brick house as well. You have to have brick house. It's kind of one of those crazy things. I've smoked every brick house on earth. Didn't care for any of them, but it is consistently one of the best-selling Nicaraguan cigars every year. So, you know, you can take that for what it is. I know I have a lot of people that follow me that love Brick House, and there's a lot of other people that they're just like, man, I can't even smoke one, it's so bad. So it's kind of funny how just different everyone's palates are. But yeah, it was not a cigar that worked out for me, but man, we sell the heck out of them. My father's, man, no, we're not getting the blues. And I've had very little people request the blue once they tried it. It's not a bad cigar, it's just an okay cigar. And I have so much my father anyway, I'm just, you know, I'm really not trying to stretch it to that just yet. I'll probably wait for some more limited stuff, or I'll just expand their traditional line as is. They have moved some things around. Still got Bijou. Bijous are great, super heavy. They're sun-grown Connecticut, amazing. Jaime Garcia, Pepper Bomb, awesome stick. Opalencia, another San Andreas option. These are great. Promesa, heavier than it looks. Great coffee note. Antiquidad. It's been growing on me. I've obviously smoked these a lot in the past, but the more I smoke these, it does grow on me. Very, very chewy, thick, creamy smoke texture. It's just awesome. It's like a very slow burning, tasty cigar. And obviously doesn't break the bank either. Really nothing from the My Father line breaks the bank, which is also nice. Still probably the best balance of quality and price you're going to get for a Nicaraguan cigar right now. I'm still standing by that. You know, as far as when you look at like consistency, when you look at how many people are just drawn to them, how many box buyers you have, like this is a cigar, a whole cigar line and company that speaks for itself. Awesome. And again, you know, good customer service. They're pretty professional, which again, you wouldn't think that'd be so hard to find, but it really is. Great cigar. Great cigar. #1 cigar of the year somehow. Not sure, but hey, congratulations there. That was a great cigar. I do love that cigar. The judge is a phenomenal one. #1, I don't know, but hey, that's what they said it was. So we'll take their word for it. As always, get torn up on the Melanios. Highest rated Oliva. Oliva section, still pretty simple, still straightforward. Nubs on the bottom, you got some G's, Canes, the standard V's, and then the Melanios. Camry of the cigar world, even the sales rep will tell you that. And honestly, in my opinion, that's a good thing. You kind of need to have that. You know, these guys are, you know, they're in every humidor, but they're there in every humidor for a good reason, right? It's a good safety net. Someone walks in, they don't recognize some of the boutique brands you have, or maybe they're just from another country, they just don't know. Wham, you see Olivas everywhere. So that's a good one. No O's. I do get a request from O's, or 4 O's. I don't have them. They didn't do well for us. I might try them again at some point, but man, they just did not move too well for us. So we just kind of stuck, yeah, nubs, G's, the Canes really packing a punch. And that's just kind of did it for us for now. We'll probably expand a couple options. There's some other stuff I want to add. I still wanted to bring on the master blends, right? Some of that stuff, but you know, we're going to see what I can do with the aisles and how much space I actually have now. Oh yeah, these guys. Random fresh packs up top. Just regular cigarette rolling tobacco in here temporarily. Cigarillos. Just random stuff. Mostly just cigarillos, which I don't like selling anyway, but kind of have to have at least a few options there. My dailies, my current dailies. Padron. Man, I challenge you to find a more consistent cigar than Padron. Consistent and best drawing. I've smoked so many of these. This was a great Connecticut. If you're a fan of Connecticut's, but maybe you're looking for something with a little bit more flavor, the Damaso. Absolutely have to do the Damaso. This is such a great smoke. Sun-grown Connecticut. Tons of baking spice notes. So delicious. Definitely something that I've smoked a lot of. I constantly recommend. People love that cigar. I still keep all the originals on the bottom. You know, for a lot of people, this is a great way to go. Way more budget friendly. You're still getting kind of a Padron product. I will say there is a noticeable difference between the original series and like any of the 26s or the 64s. And I'm going to say a real noticeable difference. But if budget's more kind of on the front of your mind, thin. This is probably the better way to go. It's going to burn great. It's going to draw great, decent flavor. But it's just not the same. It's just not as, not as smooth for sure, but still solid. We have the 2000s, 3000s, 4000s, and then the 7000s. And we have it for all the naturals, and we have it for all the Maduros. And those guys, very consistent, very trusty. I mean, honestly, for a lot of people, and again, California is going to be California, but kind of where we are, for something under 15 for Padron, that's considered a really good price. So, absolutely solid. 26s, man, the 1926s, but the 35s. Natural and Maduro, both solid. I've smoked who knows how many boxes of these. It is such a great little dog walker smoke. Look at that. Beautiful cigar. So good. Such a good cigar. Love this company. The 26 blend also really isn't for everyone, kind of what I've seen. It's surprisingly spicy. I think that kind of throws people off. They're not really expecting it. Especially if you smoke a slightly, I know it doesn't look big, but this number 9, like you wouldn't think, but man, this thing really packs a punch. Again, beautiful cigar, great notes, but good Lord, man. That thing is so spicy. I'm not sure if you can hear the other people or not. I got some noisy customers right now, but I'll take customers any day. Hermosos, I kind of randomly set these back out just to fill space for now. This was like a nub. I think it's slightly bigger, right? It's kind of an ugly. What is this? Not sure I like you, brother. Not sure I like you, brother. What about you? That's a little better. That's way better. Nice. Yeah, Hermoso, good little jammer. You know what I'm saying? Like a nub. Good little size smoke. Padrones, man. Absolutely insane. Getting into the 64s, right? You got the naturals, got the Maduros. Huge smoke. Big smoke, but also big flavor. Just an absolute unit. Especially if you straight cut this, that airflow, man. It's like when people were vaping back in the day with those mods, just blowing clouds. It's like what this thing is, but not as lame. Bam. Traditional 64s, Diplomaticos, Imperials, the freaking torpedoes, man. So good. So good. And over time, I gotta say, I can still smoke any Padron and have a good time, but I am constantly being drawn more towards the Maduros. And funny, it's even the same way with like my all-time favorite Padron, which was the 80-year natural, which was this guy. On its own, this is still probably my favorite way to go. But when I've been doing pairings, the Maduro has been so nice. Some of these have come out so toothy as well. It's just an absolutely beautiful, delicious cigar. Absolutely crazy. Okay, I gotta help some people. So that's gonna conclude the first part. We'll kind of pick up here. And then on the next part, we'll go over all the new stuff because there's a lot of new products. And of course, the stuff everyone likes the most, which is like the featured stuff. I sold a lot of things today, which is good, but also sucks because I really wanted to show some of that. So that's already sold and gone. But the Opus 25, some more rare Opus stuff, like that's all coming too really soon, like in a week. So I'll probably upload the second part after I get a chance to showcase some of that and really make it much more of like an exciting video. But for us, for right now, that's kind of the first half of that humidor there. Still clean, still organized, alphabetical the best it can be, Still good legacy brands, still good boutiques, and just overall like a really good direction. I feel a lot better, especially if you go back, like if you want to go back and just look, because this is going to be in the same playlist as like my other Humidor tour videos. Look at the changes for yourself, you know. There's a lot of just subtle little changes that you'll see over time, you know, rather it's a new Vitola. Maybe you already saw, say like the Olmecs, but you missed out when we added the Claros, or like same thing with the Wise Man, the Tabernacles, all that stuff. I know even the Axums, you know, we randomly decided to add the Claro, you know, so a lot of little changes here and there, but overall really excited with how it's coming along. Remember, we are just a small family-owned place. We just try to do what we can to keep the lights on. So that's kind of the reason for the whole YouTube thing. You know, I just try to promote it the best I can, and it does get tricky because YouTube absolutely hates my guts and hates what I do and wants to see me fail, but I do appreciate the support. A lot of you are very kind, you're very respectful, very encouraging, so I appreciate that a lot. But that's going to wrap it up for today. Appreciate you all. Have a great day, and we will see you in the next one.